Hello, medical coders. And I want to share with you some information that you may find helpful. Because look, everything has increased over the past couple of years: gas, utilities, groceries, rent, mortgages. Everything has increased, and it really has tightened people's budgets. Okay. The one thing that hasn't increased for many is their income. So I want to talk about that. And so, look, first of all, you are special. You've got skills. You've got knowledge that few other people have. You have something valuable. Okay. What the value is either determined by other people or by you. And for most medical coders, they let somebody else set the value. Okay. And one of the things that we notice, we hear this all the time about people living paycheck to paycheck and which bill they deciding which bill they have to, they'll be able to pay this period or whatever. And folks, look, you only get so many trips around the sun. Okay. So make the most of those trips and be in control of you. Don't pass off control to other people. Okay. And so let's take a look. You ask for a raise, you go into your boss's office and you ask, hey, can I get $2 more an hour? Nope. The answer is no. Okay. And, look, we offered to buy 40 hours of your time at an agreed upon price. You agreed to it. Money's tight for us too. Okay. That's pretty much the answer you're going to get. Okay. So the message here is if you don't take care of yourself, don't be surprised that others don't. Okay. So let's just say Johnny there had gotten that $2 an hour raise. Okay. And based on 40 hours, 52 weeks. Okay. And I understand vacation, but you're still getting paid for it. So 2,080 hours at $2 an hour, Johnny would have gotten $4,160 more per year. Okay. So now let's take another scenario. If you can spend 1 hour a week, okay, and generate an extra $100 from that hour, okay, that's going to be 52 hours a year, and you're going to make $5,200 more earning on your own in as little as an hour a week. And there are many ways to spend an extra hour, generate an extra $100 a week. There's many, many ways, okay? So it's mindset. If you sell an hour for $2 more, you're going to get 4,160. If you spend an hour on your own devices, your own accord, you spend 52 hours making 5,200. What if you spend 2 hours? What if you can find a way to turn 2 hours? You can get over $10,000 a year. Okay, and this is completely achievable. Best way: do what you do. Are you doing what you love? Are you doing what you love to do? Then why are you selling that at a rate that somebody else sets when you can turn what you love to do into income that you set? Okay. And if you're not doing what you love to do, then the question is, why not? And there's plenty of ways to turn that hour a week into $100. It could be $200. It could be $1,000. Okay, but you don't know until you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know until you try. Right? Presentations, practice exercises, audits, training. There's many, many different ways. These are just a few of the many ways. Okay. Tools. You need tools. So let's say you create some practice exercises that people buy for $5 or $10 or $20 or $50, whatever. There are places that you can put those to conduct the transaction, to provide the content, even downloads, etc. and you can, some of them you can start for free. Okay. Um, you could do webinars, and you could either do webinars just for the information, you could offer CEUs, you can do training, you could do practice exercises. And again, these are just a few of the different ways. Then you can turn as little as an hour into extra income, and you can set the rate. It's, again, that $2 an hour, that's set. Why would you limit yourself when the sky can be the limit on what you earn? Okay, if you know how, and it's not that hard to know how. Let's say you want to do audits. Here's a letter that you send to medical practices. How can you turn that? How can you do $100 a week if you could get four? If you could get four, or really, let's call it 16. If you call it 16 medical practices to let you do a monthly audit. Okay, so you're doing 4 of your 16 each week. The audits take 15 minutes, so you're spending an hour, and you charge $25 for an audit. And you send out this letter. Let's say you send this letter to 100 medical practices. Okay, and you get 84 no's. Let's say you get 16 yeses. You've got your 16 right there. There are almost 500,000 medical practices in this country. Okay, you only need 16. Okay. Where, next question is, well, where am I going to find medical practices? Well, folks, I got to tell you right here. Okay. CMS provides a database that you can use to search by nearly anything you want. So here's Medicare, physician, and other practitioners by provider and service. Okay. So let's say you want to search by, let's say you're a pro at, let's say, E&M. Okay. So I'm gonna remove some of the columns here. All right. Let's see. Bear with me while I remove some columns. Okay. And okay, so we're gonna leave the provider credentials, so you know what kind. Let's say you want to search by state or zip code, provider type, and now we're going to look at the procedure codes, and it has the number of services that let's remove place of service. We don't need that right now. But let's say, total beneficiaries, total services, total submitted charges, total payment amounts that you could analyze and see if they're getting a lot of denials. So let's do this. So here we have 99213. This provider is billing 99213, right? And let me move my menu here. So this provider is billing 99213, and let's see how many this provider billed. Total beneficiaries 116, total services 191. And average submitted charge 125, average allowed amount 107.53, average payment is 83.91. Okay. And so you can analyze, if you spend some time with this, you can see if a provider needs your services. Let's say you are a specialist in, or you specialize in aspiration or injection of joints, right? And so you can search by the procedure code. So if you want to do auditing of a very specific type of service, you can search by that code, and you can find all of the providers. And again, I removed some of these columns, but the name, the address, everything is going to be there, searchable. But we got a PA in Texas who, let's see how many times a PA in Texas this PA has billed. So total beneficiaries 65, total services 75, average submitted charge 312, and average allowed amount is 62.27. So again, you can analyze, this by you can analyze this in almost every way. So you want to do audits? Here, CMS hands you a potential client list. Okay, so um, you know, people often say, "Oh, well, how do I don't know how." Okay, well, it's not it's not hard when you know how, and finding out how to do it is not that hard. Okay, um, so there are there's a wealth of tools out there. Open EMR if you wanted to do some accounts receivable denials or aged over 90-day accounts. There's a complete billing an EMR system that is 100% free. Okay, FreshLearn, that's that. If you wanted to do practice exercises, you can start for free. Okay, just there's CMS. I just showed you see the option at CMS that will help you provide the toolbox that you need to set your own income. Okay, it's really a decision. Do you want to oops, sorry about that. Do you want to, be at the mercy of somebody else's bottom line, where you are a liability? I'm talking about accounting. Okay, labor expenses on the liability side, and so if don't expect that if you got that $2 an hour raise that you're going to get that every year. So if it's 2023 and you're making $25 an hour, if you got a raise of $2 an hour every year, okay, in 10 years, you'd be making $45 an hour. That's not going to happen, folks. In the past 5 years, how much has your income, your hourly rate gone up? Has it gone up by by $2? Has it gone up by $10 in the last 5 years? $2 an hour times 5? Probably not. Okay, so if you choose to be on the left here, a cog on the wheel, that's fine. There's no shame in that. But if you are if you are living paycheck to paycheck, if you're struggling to make ends meet, if you have to sacrifice, if you are not getting out of life what you want out of life, you have options. You can write your own paycheck. You just need to understand how to do it, and it's not complicated once you know how. Okay, so just remember, if you don't take care of you, don't be surprised that others don't. Okay, they're taking care of themselves, and you're just a part of them taking care of themselves. Okay, you can take care of you. And so see the link in the description. We show people how to do this. Look, if you learn how and it's not for you, no harm, no foul. Okay, but if you don't learn how, your situation is not likely to change. The only way it's going to change if you are lucky and somebody bestows a $2 an hour raise on you or what have you. But you can take control of your situation. You don't have to quit your job to start. The options are there. It's totally up to you. And and everything is in your control, especially learning how to make your situation better for you. Okay, so again, check the link in the description if you'd like information on learning how. Okay, there's no harm in learning how. If it doesn't make sense after you learn how, that's fine. But you can't move forward if you don't know how. So see you on the next video.